Let's pretend, just for a second, that you didn't fail, that your burnout, your anxiety, your emptiness aren't signs of weakness, but proof that you've been running a race designed to exhaust you. You were told that if you followed the rules, you'd be happy. Study, work, earn, spend, repeat. Now you wake up every day and wonder, why does this feel like survival, not life? Here's why. The system isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was built to do, and you're exactly where it wants you. From the moment you could speak, they started scripting your future. Be good. Sit still. Raise your hand. Follow the rules. They didn't raise you, they formatted you. By the time you were a teenager, your value had already been measured in grades, trophies, and silence. By adulthood, you weren't looking for truth. You were looking for approval, for security, for the next goal someone else told you to chase. They call it structure. But it's a system of quiet obedience. You never learned to live. You learned to perform. Now, you move through life checking boxes. College, career mortgage, weekend escapes, but somehow the more you comply, the less alive you feel. Funny how that works. They told you freedom meant choice. They never mentioned all the choices came from the same menu. What to study, which job to hate, which streaming service to fall asleep to. They gave you options, but never meaning. You chase convenience because you're always too tired to chase truth. Meanwhile, freedom's been quietly bleeding out behind your routines. Real freedom is slow, unproductive. It feels like long conversations, like sitting still with no agenda, like doing something for no reason other than joy. But you were trained to fear stillness, because when you're still, you start to think. When you think, you start to see the trap. They don't want that, so they keep you moving, clicking, reacting, busy enough to feel accomplished, distracted enough to never ask, wait, what am I even doing? The most dangerous thing about this system is that it feels normal. No alarms go off. No one warns you. You just wake up one day, numb. You're not in crisis. You haven't felt truly alive in months. You laugh, but it's polite. You rest, but never recover. You eat, but feel empty. You scroll for hours, but feel nothing. That's not living. That's coping. And the worst part? They profit from your coping, from your burnout, your boredom, your quiet desperation. They sell you things to fill the void. Products, courses, retreats, pills, planners, none of which fix the system that made you feel broken in the first place. Because if you ever healed, you might stop consuming. They can't afford that. So they keep you just miserable enough to crave relief, but too exhausted to change. The system didn't collapse. It just outgrew the illusion. The goals you once chased now feel hollow. The success you dreamed of feels like a well-decorated cage. And now you're glitching. You're waking up. And that's terrifying, because no one taught you what to do next. You start to question, who am I without the checklist? Without the constant next thing? Without someone telling me I'm doing well? Here's the answer. You are not lost. You're unlearning, and unlearning hurts. Because it means facing the truth that most people spend their lives avoiding, that the system wasn't made for your happiness, it was made for your utility. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. So what now? You don't need to burn your life down, but you do need to wake up, because awareness is the first failure of the system, and your first act of freedom. The moment you stop running, you start noticing the cracks, the absurdity, the way everyone's pretending to be okay. Once you see it, you get to choose something different. You get to slow down, say no. Seek depth over speed, presence over performance. It won't make you rich or popular or optimized, but it might make you human again. If you've ever felt like something was deeply wrong, but couldn't explain what, now you know. The system didn't fail. It succeeded. You're the glitch. Subscribe. We go deeper here. Not to fix you, but to free you, immune to chaos.